Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Taiwo and today it's going to be a different type of video. But before we get right into that, please make sure to like this video, give it a thumbs up, and also subscribe to my channel. Check out my other videos. I make videos on cutting, on sewing, and a whole lot of things. So yeah, alright, so this video I have a few patterns to make today, so I thought why not take you guys along with me behind the scenes, show you how I make my pattern. So I have all my measurements here. If you have seen the 10 things I wish I knew before I started sewing, please check out that video. You would know that planning is very important, because I'm trying to learn how to sketch. I've also sketched it, although it's not the best sketch. Here's the picture of the dress I'm making. Alright guys, so let's get right into the video. So first things first, I'm starting with my straight edges. I'm drawing straight lines and my shoulder line. Here, what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to draw my basic bodice pattern. So I'm going to draw my neck, my shoulders. I have a detailed video on how I do this, so please make sure to check that video for more in-depth instructions. But yeah, I'm just drawing my neckline, my shoulder line, putting in my bust line, my waistline, and all that good stuff. So I should also mention that video I have, the detailed one, it's very beginner friendly. So you first draw your basic bodice pattern and then you build up on that, so you modify it. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just making my basic foundation, which is the basic bodice pattern. So please once again, make sure to check out that video. It's very detailed and very beginner friendly. I have linked it in the description box below and also in the cards up there. So yeah, I'm just going ahead. I'm putting in my bust, my waist, my armhole measurement. Alright, so as you guys can see, I have drawn my basic bodice. I have gone ahead to even put dots here. I've drawn my dots, and yes, so now I'm just going to start. So I have a detailed video actually on how I do this process. I'll link the video, please make sure to check it out. But I have done my neckline. This is just the basic bodice. I just drew it, and this is a waist. This is where the waist is going to stop. So yeah, now I'm going to draw my princess dot. I'm going to put a dot here and I'm going to connect it to this line, and I'm going to make it off shoulder. Obviously it's off shoulder. This is just the basic pattern I'm starting with, and I'm also going to take out, I think, about 4 inches from my shoulder. Yes, because it's off shoulder, so I'm going to cut out here. Yes. Alright, so let me just go ahead and do that. Alright, so to draw my armhole dots, I'm going to go in from that midpoint measurement. I'm going to go down by 1 inch, and once I do that, I'm going to mark ½ an inch on both sides of that newly marked point, and I'm going to connect it to my bust point. From the edge of that line, I'm going to go up by 1 inch and then connect the dot legs. Now I'm going to connect both points using my French curve, like so. My shoulder line, I'm going to mark 4 inches down from the shoulder line, and I'm going to draw a straight line. So that's going to account for my off shoulder, because the dress is off shoulder, right? So I have to take out the top part of the dress. Okay, so right at that line, I'm going to go down by 1 inch, and this is to account for the sweetheart neck. So if you study the dress, you see that it dips in at the middle. So I'm going to go down by 1 inch and connect it with the French curve. Right at the waist, I'm adding my waist measurement divided by 4, and I'm also putting 1 inch for my darts, so I'm adding 1 inch to that measurement. And then after that, I'm going to add 1 inch for my sewing allowance. Now I'm just adding 1 inch joining allowance to the waist. Right, so back to the armhole darts, we're going to be drawing a new armhole, and we're going to do that by extending the last point by 1 inch, and we're going to extend that line and then draw a new armhole. We're doing this because when you actually close up your darts, if we don't extend it, it's going to be shorter, so we're going to do that so everything matches up. So here I'm actually going to clean off this line because I forgot to add 1 inch into my measurement just to account for that armhole dart. So I'm going to put that in, because if you forget to do that, you're going to come up short on your pattern, and that's not good. So yes, that's the front pattern done. Okay, so now I'm done with the back pattern. I didn't film this, but I have a video of this pattern. I've already done it before, but I'm just going to explain to you how I got my back, how I made the back pattern. So obviously I left 1 inch for my zip allowance here. I went ahead, I drew the dots, and then here, as you can see, the armhole is different, only that it doesn't come in because there's no bust at the back. And then what I did here was I measured the 4 inches to make it, off shoulder. So I'm taking out this part, and this is what it would be. I have added the 1 inch allowance. Don't forget to put in the 1 inch for your darts. Don't forget to add it back. So I have done that, and it's the measurement, and I've added my 1 inch for my sewing allowance. Here I've also added my joining allowance. I ended up using 1.5 inches, but I only used 1 inch for the front, so I have to remember to add that when I am cutting my fabric. So yes, I'm going to go ahead and cut this, but one last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust the zip bulge. So I'm going to adjust the back. So I'm just going to go in by 1 inch. Actually, let me just do that now. Alright, so now as you can see, I have finished my pattern, and I have done the zip bulge, so I only went in by 1 inch, and then I did the sewing allowance here. I'm going to cut this out, so this is going to be out of here, and it's going to be an off shoulder top. And the back is just normal. There's the darts. Make sure to add 1 inch allowance and your allowance here. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut this out. Alright, so moving on to the skirt, I am just making my pencil skirt pattern. This part isn't as detailed as I wanted it to be, but good news, I have a very detailed video, also beginner friendly, on how I make my pencil skirts. So please check that out. It is linked up here in the cards, I think somewhere up here, and also in the description box below. So please check out that video, and I'm going to speed through this part. Thank you. I am all done with the pattern. So here's the front pattern, and this should be cut on the fold. I have added my notches on there. So yeah, and then this one, so this is my front pattern done. This is the back pattern, all done. This is the skirt, done the skirt. So for the skirt, I ended up doing the front and the back in one pattern just to save time, because I didn't need to make two separate patterns, back and front, so I just did it all in one pattern. Hi guys, alright, so I'm back, and then I'm going to be showing you what fabric I'm going to be using. Okay, so here's the fabric I'm going to be using. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's so beautiful, it's so pretty. I'll be using, I think, about 3 meters for about 3 meters. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to like this video, make sure to share, make sure to subscribe to my channel. Please tune into the next video next week, and I'll show you how I cut this fabric and how I sew it. So make sure to like this video, please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.